All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're talking about a guy who literally captured the hearts of fans worldwide and honestly changed the beautiful game forever, Ronaldinho Gaúcho. If you follow football, you know the name, and you definitely know the tricks. But today, we're going to unpack exactly how a kid from Porto Alegre ended up enchanting the entire globe and building a legacy that is just unprecedented.
To really get Ronaldinho, we have to start with this brilliant quote from journalist Sid Lowe. Above all, he had one very special ability. He made you smile. I mean, that perfectly hits the nail on the head, right? It captures the pure, unadulterated joy he brought to the pitch. He wasn't just some athlete executing tactical instructions. The guy was a pure entertainer. He played with this childlike pleasure, and through his insane skills, he passed that joy right back to the millions of us watching.
Section 1. The Tragic Catalyst. The Boy from Porto Alegre.
Now you might be wondering where that trademark smile comes from. Well, his whole philosophy on life was actually born from a place of really profound personal heartbreak. The number 8 represents two massive turning points for him. 8 is the age his unbelievable futsal and beach soccer skills really started to blossom back in his hometown in Brazil, which, by the way, totally laid the groundwork for his legendary ball control. But tragically, it's also the exact age he was when his father, who was a former local player himself, suffered a fatal heart attack and drowned in the family pool. Just a sudden, staggering loss for a young boy.
But here's the thing. Instead of letting that immense grief break him, he channeled the loss into this magical, childlike joy on the pitch. It gave him this attitude that life is incredibly short and, well, you just have to enjoy it to the absolute fullest. He actually captured local media attention when he was just 13. Listen to this. His local team won a match 23-0, and remarkably, Ronaldinho scored all 23 goals. No way, right? Just think about the sheer absurdity of that for a 13-year-old. It was our first real glimpse of the undeniable wizardry brewing down in Porto Alegre.
Section 2. The Ascent. Grêmio to the global stage.
His meteoric rise, it happened in an absolute flash. Step 1, he makes his senior side debut for Grêmio during the 1998 Copa Libertadores. Then, Step 2, in 1999, he puts in this match-winning performance where he literally embarrasses the 1994 World Cup-winning captain, Dunga. I mean, he casually flicks the ball right over the veteran's head and leaves him completely flat-footed in this mazy dribble. That kind of audacious, fearless talent leads to Step 3, a highly anticipated €5 million transfer to Europe, landing him at Paris Saint-Germain in 2001.
Once he hit Paris, wearing that number 21 shirt, he absolutely did not hold back. We're talking mesmerizing tricks, lightning-fast step-overs, those cheeky no-look passes, and just incredible goals. Like, remember when he famously chipped the goalkeeper from the edge of the box against Bordeaux? Moments like that regularly earned him standing ovations. Even the notoriously demanding Parisian supporters recognized his sheer genius. He was firmly establishing himself as a global phenomenon.
Section 3. Conquering the World. 2002 World Cup Glory.
So let's fast forward to the ultimate global stage, the 2002 World Cup in South Korea and Japan. Ronaldinho faces this total roller coaster of a quarterfinal match against England. At 23 minutes in, Brazil trails to Michael Owen. But right before halftime at 45 minutes, Ronaldinho gets the ball in his own half, turns on the Jets, completely wrong-foots Ashley Cole, and assists Rivaldo for the equalizer. Then, 50 minutes. Pure, unadulterated magic. He lines up an unbelievable 40-yard free kick that curls right over everyone and drops into the top corner, completely catching England's goalkeeper David Seaman off guard. But then the punchline. At 57 minutes, just 7 minutes later, he gets sent off with a red card. What a game.
Now, because of that red card, he was suspended for the semifinal, but he returned to the starting lineup right in time to help Brazil defeat Germany in the final. Brazil secures their record 5th World Cup title, and they were powered by that formidable 3 R's attacking trio: Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and of course, Ronaldinho. So just like that, he's a World Cup champion, and his global fame, it was about to reach the stratosphere.
Section 4. The Masterpiece. The Wizard of Barcelona.
So here's a question for you. How do you resurrect a struggling football giant? Back in 2003, FC Barcelona was slumped down in 12th place in the league standings. The pressure was immense, and they desperately needed a spark. Their answer? Outbidding Manchester United to sign Ronaldinho for €30 million. Honestly, it was a pivotal moment in modern football history.
As his captain Carlos Puyol later pointed out, Ronaldinho literally gave Barcelona their spirit back. He completely rejuvenated the club.
His undisputed dominance and creative flair earned him the sport's highest individual honors during this breathtaking prime. We're talking back-to-back FIFA World Player of the Year awards in 2004 and 2005, right alongside the highly prestigious 2005 Ballon d'Or. At that moment, he was, without question, the greatest player on the planet.
And to really grasp his sheer magic, you just have to look at November 19, 2005. He said it himself. I will never forget this, because it is very rare for any footballer to be applauded in this way by the opposition fans. After scoring 2 stunning, almost impossible solo goals in the high-stakes El Clasico rivalry match, he became only the second Barcelona player ever, after Diego Maradona, to receive a standing ovation from the rival Real Madrid fans at the Santiago Bernabeu. Think about that. Even his fiercest rivals had to literally stand up and applaud the genius they were witnessing.
His output during this era was just staggering. He brought the smile back to Barcelona, winning the 2004-05 and 2005-06 La Liga titles. He capped off this magical run by linking up with Samuel Eto'o to win the club's first Champions League title in 14 years. He racked up 70 goals in 145 appearances. It was an absolute masterpiece of a prime that completely changed the trajectory of FC Barcelona.
Section 5. The Final Jewel. An Unprecedented Football Legacy.
Now, after leaving Barcelona and spending a few years at AC Milan and Flamengo, a lot of people thought his competitive peak was way behind him. But years past his European prime, he finds himself at Atletico Mineiro in 2013. And what does he do? A rejuvenated Ronaldinho literally wills the team through incredibly dramatic penalty shootouts to win the Copa Libertadores, their first ever. He scored 4 goals and assisted on 8 occasions in that tournament, a run so brilliant it earned him the South American Footballer of the Year award.
That final monumental victory meant something incredibly special. It cemented his legacy as the absolute only player in the entire history of the sport to win this unprecedented quadruple crown: the FIFA World Cup, the UEFA Champions League, the Copa Libertadores, and the Ballon d'Or. He quite literally conquered every major summit the footballing world had to offer.
Which leaves us with this final provocative thought. Will we ever see another player combine such elite, unprecedented dominance with such pure, unadulterated joy? In our modern era of hyper-optimized athletes, strict tactical systems, and immense global pressure, will we ever again witness a wizard who conquers the world simply by playing with a smile? Ronaldinho reminded us all that at its core, football is a game meant to be enjoyed. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer on the Smiling Wizard, and keep exploring the amazing stories behind the beautiful game.